All right. Um, Making a new video and stuff on me. Okay, let me just let me just cut to the chase. Anyways, we're making a 3D clothing tutorial. Like I said, you guys been asking for it. Like right here, right here, right here, right here. But anyways, man, we're gonna get right into the video here. And first, you're gonna want to jump into your studio, your Roblox studio. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a random person. Let's go ahead and go simple. Grab this person. You're gonna place them at the center, as usual, and then you're going to export this person right here. Alright, man. And once you have that, you're gonna go right into your Blender, and of course, as usual, delete everything. You're gonna go import wavefront OBJ. You're gonna go to your player. I'm gonna type in mine here, split by group, import that, and delete everything but the accessories. You're gonna go over here. You're gonna import your character. I'm gonna go Boyrig. I like Boyrig, and I'm going to put these on these, and then you're gonna obviously do what you usually do by hitting your shading tab and getting your textures on. Simple stuff that you usually do when making a GFX. Alright, and then I'm gonna go to here. I'm gonna get a helmet because I don't like the fact that he's not wearing a helmet. Anyways, once that is done, as I said, classic GFX stuff. Let's get right into the actual 3D clothing tutorial, right? First, you're going to click on a body part. It doesn't matter where it is. I'm just gonna start with the hand here. Then you're gonna press Shift and D to duplicate it, and don't move your mouse. Keep it right there where it is, and then just click to get rid of it. So again, I'm gonna start that again. You can see if I move this, you're gonna see there's one. So you're gonna duplicate it by pressing Shift and D and then clicking. And as you can see, there's two hands. And next, this is gonna be your actual like clothing on top of the one you have, right? So next, you're gonna want to go over here, edit mode, or you're gonna want to just simply press tab. It just quickly shifts over to it. And then as you see here, there's going to be these little grids. You're going to want to delete the ones that have the skin on it. Once you have that, you're going to want to do a quick 360 rotate, making sure that where this fades into doesn't go into the actual clothing. And then you're going to want to press delete, press X, and then delete by vertices, this one, first one. And then you're going to want to come up here. You're going to see where the actual skin comes back again. And then if you have it where this skin is going to fade into the actual clothing, because if you delete it like this, it's going to end up flipping, and then you're going to be missing a piece of the clothing. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go over here. You're going to want to go over to the viewpoint, go in front of it, and then you're going to want to go to the knife thing, hold it down, and then select bisect. And then you're going to want to press A, like A on your keyboard to select all, or you go over here and select all. You're going to want to hold and drag and then go to the start. So from the start of here to the end of here. And then you're going to want to let it go. So here it is, a rectangle, is a circle. I usually go to the circle, and you're going to want to come over to here and make it a little bit smaller so that it doesn't go in everything else. You're going to want to select these vertices right here. Once you have that selected, you're going to want to click delete vertices, and as you can see here, it's going to clip into the thing a little bit, but that's not too much of an issue. And yeah, so you're going to want to do that for the rest of it. So I will catch you guys when that is done. I forgot to say before, if you want it to be a little bit more accurate on the arms, is what I found works a little bit better, is by, or like around the armpits, you can also do the same exact thing right here. So where you have it right here and just drag it, and then what you can do is you can go up to here in the top right where it has just press 3, in these little boxes. So this is the vertex, which is the single point you see right here. This is like the little lines that selects it, and this is the actual face. So this face is sometimes easier to use, so if you want, you can just go over here and you delete these middle parts. And then again, once you have that done, you're going to want to do a quick little 360 rotate. Make sure you have everything. In my case, I missed this one here. And then again, you're gonna want to come over to X and press delete. But in this case, instead of pressing vertices, which is gonna delete a lot more things, you're gonna want to delete by faces, which gets it the actual thing that you want. And again, that's a little bit more accurate to what we had before. So yeah, right. Obviously, the pants extremely simple to do. All you gotta do is just over here, get the leg, over to here, delete it, and then that's your leg done right there. I would probably side here because it is curved down. So for the shoes a little bit tricky to do, but you can do multiple of these little things. So as you can see here, if you do one straight line, it's gonna curve down. But what you can do is go like this, hold it down again, and then it meets at a certain point, and then you can do one more right at this point, and then it goes up here. So now you have everything selected. You can once again delete this, and then get these small parts, delete like this, and then come back up, delete, like these, and then again press X, delete by faces, and then there you have a very accurate thing for the legs done there. And then again, same thing for the other one. And then again, delete by face. Now you have a very accurate. So now you might be wondering, how the hell do I get it to actually look like clothing? Right now it just looks flat. You did basically nothing. And you're right. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to come over here, select these parts that you duplicated, like the actual clothes. Open your item tab. Usually it will be closed like this. Open your item tab like this, and you're gonna want to do the scale for each one of these. So 1.01. So you want to go copy this one, and then just simply duplicate it to all of these, and then that's just gonna make it so that the scale. So make sure you're actually like on the clothing, like I did there. I'm being an idiot. Make sure the clothing is actually selected over here. Do the scale for the clothing. Once you're done with all of those steps, you're gonna want to come to the clothing. You're gonna want to come to this little gear icon, modifiers. You're gonna press add modifier right here. Press plus, and then you're gonna want to come down to generate. Go down to solidify, and now you have a solidify modifier. Don't change any settings just yet, but what you're gonna want to change is the thickness. Just press. I usually like to do 0.01, but sometimes it isn't enough. Like as you can see here, this one is pretty good, but sometimes you want a little bit more. I think that's a little bit too thick, so I'm gonna keep it at 0.01. And if you want to just quickly copy it to every single one of them, all you can do is press shift click all the clothing, and then shift click on the last one. Make sure that the one that you actually did first is the last one selected. You're going to come down to here, press this drop down icon, and then copy to selected, and then it immediately does the same thing here. Next, you might be wondering, how the heck do I get the actual wrinkles that you have, like I have here on screen? How do you get the actual wrinkles on the clothing? Okay, next you're going to want to navigate over to the shader tab, and you're going to want to come down a little bit, press shift A. You're going to want to do a bump node, like a displacement bump. Next you're going to want to come over to here. You're going to want to come over to color, and you're going to want to go over to, where is it, mix color. You're going to add a mix node. Okay, once that is done, you're going to want to come over slightly. You're going to want to come down to here. You want to add a texture, and add an image texture, one at the top. Copy that and do one at the bottom, like so. Next, you're going to want to come over to here. You're going to want to add a mapping node. Mapping. add one right here, copy that, add another one at the bottom beside this one, like so. Okay, that is done. You're going to shift over again, add a texture coordinate, not that one, texture coordinate, and put it right here, and copy that, and again do another one at the bottom. Next, you're going to want to do a value node and put one down there, and another one right here. You're going to want to connect the value to the scale. Same thing with here. You're going to want to connect generated to vector, generated to vector, vector to vector, vector to vector here. You want to do color to A, color to B, result to height, and then next you're going to want to connect you're going to drag this over a little bit, connect your normal to this normal. Okay, once you have that done, I am going to start by copying this new material, and then I'm going to be naming it new material. Okay, once you have that done, you're going to want to copy these very specific settings. You're going to want to do 0.250 for the strength. You're going to want to do 0.210 for the distance. You're going to want to do 1 for the filter, and then you're going to want to come over to here. Keep the factor the same, but then you're going to want to come over to the image texture. This first one, you're going to want to have to set it as your fold, right? You want to come over to the description of the video and download the folds and the cloth texture. And then once you have that done, you're going to want to link it to both the image textures. Okay, once you have that done, next you're going to want to come over to your mapping nodes. So for the top mapping node, you're going to want to do the rotation. Rotation is going to be 300. Next, another 300, and then you're going to want to do 17. Next rotation, you're going to want to do negative, I think, 13 for the rotation. You're going to want to do 110 for this one, and then negative 160. 160. And then the value, you're going to want to put the value at 1 and 1. And then as you can see, you can start to see the fold and everything coming in. And again, if you want to rotate some of these, you can by going like this, changing the texture. As you can see, some of it changes. I would recommend keeping these around what I have, so that they're going horizontally and vertically at the same time, because that's the way flows are simulated in wind, right? So once you have that done, and again, I would keep this at the same, but if you want to up it a little bit, you can. Yeah. And once you have all that done, all you want to do is simply get this new material that you have, and you're gonna want to get to your clothing. I made a mistake, so I just had to fix that. But once you have that done, you're gonna want to come to your clothing, and you want to go to new material, and then it automatically copies it to whatever you have. And same thing down here. Same thing down here. And there you go. You have your 3D clothing. And again, you can go ahead and pose your character, and it does exactly what it does. It follows the clothing right here. You can bend it however you want. And yeah, just a really cool way. So I'm just going to go ahead and pose this character, and then simply show you guys how it looks at the end.
Slipping away, had to remind myself. Flipping Z's for the J's, certain dimes myself. Hit they block, ocean spray, make the call myself. Then got a call from death, it told me calm myself. So I change my occupation, and I still be dodging cases, but won't go back to the basics, nah. And I'm still patiently waiting on my time. Told my brother if he stay down, we gon' make it out. Whatever is hindering me.
Okay, once you have your pose done, I'm just gonna add a light right behind it. Very simple area light. Point it. And if you want to know very specific lighting techniques, if you want to simulate a studio room, you're gonna want to have one light behind, like this, and then you're gonna want to do another light above, pointing on them, like this. And then I'm just gonna up it to around 250-ish. And let's see how that looks. A little bit dark, so I'm gonna do 500 and 500 and do 800. And then you're gonna want to grab another light in front, and this one has to be a little bit lower. Put it in front, and turn the power down slightly, just so you can get a little bit of light in front. And then I'm going to do another one here again, extremely lower, just so you can get a little bit of light from the side. And there you go. I'm gonna add a camera on here. Change the view. Gonna go lock. And okay, you have it. Gonna change some of these settings real quick. Gonna go to cycles. Change this to 100. Change this to 120. Go to film. Transparent. This is what a lot of people don't do, and you really need to start doing it if you want your graphics to look a lot better. Change your color management, please. Change the look. You have a lot of things you can change it to. You have punchy, grayscale, very high contrast. This is like something very simple that everyone can do, and they're not using it enough, like at all. So yeah, I'm just gonna change this around a little bit more. Gonna rotate them around a little bit more, and then I'm gonna press save. I'm gonna save this as 3D clothing tutorial. I'm gonna save that as that, and then right before I render, I'm going to add a very quick background light for rim lighting, and then I'm going to change this color to a very good, let's do a greenish here. See how green, do a greenish blue instead. And I'm gonna change it to rectangle, rotate this, and then I'm just gonna crank this up, turn off the noise, do it off to the side like this, like that. Okay, now we're just gonna render. Very simple render, very simplistic. Takes low effort, and you get a very nice looking render, just like this. It's really that simple, guys. And then yeah, so the 3D clothing tutorial is over. You get a very nice render, and yeah, doesn't take too much. Just follow the steps. Yeah. So yeah, guys, if you really like this video, make sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment on what next you want me to cover. And yeah, join the Discord also. Very good thing to do. Yeah, guys.